his lunch, his kaftin, taking a nap, training. He was doing this because he had a dream. He wanted to win the Comrades Marathon. And everyone told him, man, what's wrong with you, man? You're working security here. You ran, Comrades, you ran? They say, yeah, I ran. What time did you finish? 7 hours something. 7 hours something. And you say you're going to win Comrades, run 5 something. He didn't give up. He believed in his dream. And when 2022 rolled around, everyone was asking, who is this guy? We had seen him run on the podium at the Nedbank Running breaking barriers a couple of months earlier, finishing second behind Stephen Mokoka when he broke that 50-kilometer world record. And still no one took any notice. And here he turned up, he came to Comrades, and the security guard who had been working night shift beat all of them. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to tell us his Comrade story for Tete Dijana.
Good morning. Yeah. Yesterday I decided ukuthi I must pack just lomkhonyana. Yeah. Because I saw the second time they didn't give me the jacket. And then I thought, no, they won't give it. Okay. So let me come with the jacket. Like my manager can see him always wherever he goes. Where's this winner's jacket? So I'm representing him. Thank you very much. I don't know. Joke number 1. Comrade 2024. Yeah. It was difficult. It's very, very difficult. I didn't know that I was going to make it this year based on what happened last year. It was very, very difficult. And I don't know. Akafela moya. Okay. 2022, 2023, I won Comrade. And then I came 2024, going to the camp last year. And there was a tension. I don't know why. And then we came to Comrade for the race. What I've seen is that when we were mixing our bottles, it was 5 of us. It was me, Slender, Johannes, Buhle. Yeah, I think 4, 5. And then some of Happy Bunch, they were not in the room. I won't mention names. I don't know why, but I'm still gonna appoint people, which is Comrade. Because if last year I don't know whether I was the only one who was fighting about the bottles. Because I wanted to know the security of our bottles. And I even sent Nick Bester, and I said to him, what is the security? How's the security of our bottles? Because I cannot give you my bottles, and my bottles go there, and my bottles goes there, and something's going to happen. And then he says, when I come. He came, he didn't give me the feedback. and I had to accept. So after Comrade, I said something was in the bottle. I know my body told me that something was wrong because after Comrade, my body temperature was very high. And I sweat, and the videos were trending. I felt twice. I nearly died. So the person who did that, he took advantage of we are submitting the bottles. So he knew, or she knew, I don't know it's he or she, but that person knew that I'm not gonna know, or it's gonna be difficult to investigate who put something in my bottle. I don't know where, when, and why. Because I've learned that not all the people who's gonna love you. I've learned it last year. And there's no one, I'm just saying, there's no Inkabi here who's gonna go to Northwest and kill me. No one. The person who's gonna kill you is the person who's around you. Or person who's doing competition, you are competing with him, the business, or it depends. But I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying. Because when I check, I can say, let me make an example with my friend Piet. Piet is far. So no one was not able to access his bottles because he's far. So for me, it was too easy. Very easy. Okay, fast forward. I was sick after Comrade. Sick emotionally, psychologically, and physically. I went to the doctor 3 times. I was not functioning well. And at some point, I had to tell my kids they must go to their grandmother's house. I needed my space. Just to be quiet. I needed to be alone. Now, as I was alone, and people, they keep on calling. Hey, Tete, everything will be all right. You know, some I was ignoring their calls. Now, we start to call each other. And then Captain, he called me and asked, what happened? I said, hey, Captain, I don't know. I said, your videos are trending. I said, yes. I fell twice and I was dizzy. And he said, even me. Okay. And then Johannes called. I was dizzy. Okay. She didn't finish the race. She went to hospital. I don't know why, but something was wrong. Now, as time goes on, Koji called me. He said, I can see you are not fine. Come here. I drove to Rustenburg. And then he tried to cancel me. Then I was fine a little bit, but not that much, 100%. Then later on, I said, I should let it go. And then I went to this race in Mpumalanga. I told myself, I prepared myself, and then I went there. I won the race. And then it boosted my morale again because I was demoralized. And I came back, I went to the camp. Then some of Happy Bunch members, they were not there. We had to have a meeting. We have to come with the new strategies because those ones, they knew our strategy. We have to see how we train and, you know, work as a team again, because without team, you are nothing. Even those comrades that I've won because of them. Teamwork.
I'm going to jump in there because I see many people don't know what he's talking about. When he says captain, he's talking about Edward Mutibi, a winner of the race in 2019, who leads their training group. He's also known as Slender, so he's referring to them by their nicknames. The Happy Bunch are the athletes coached by Dave Adams in Rustenburg that in Comrades 2022 won 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7 in the men's race, and 5 in the women's race. Kgalaletsang Mekgwe is whom he's talking about. So they all train together and live together there in Rustenburg mainly, but it is based more in Mahikeng. So they went back to try and train now for 2025, this year's race.
Yes, thank you. Now, I had that fear. You know, as I was training now, my thought is, I'm thinking about last year's race. Ish, what if? What if? Because later on, I was suffering the consequence of that thing. I was cramping. And then when Spacey came, and then at some time he was my roommate, and then before we sleep we will chat, and then he said to me, you know, you must take that thing away, and I know you can do it. Then I know that I was gonna do it, but the fear, because the thing is, I'm confident that now I'm in the time of my peak, and there will be a time where I will go down, and then someone is gonna come, and I should be happy for that person. So I told myself that, yeah, this year I think I should try again. And then we came. As the race started, before the race we had a race plan. We discussed about it, and then this Sunday morning the race started. We chased, and then I saw the opportunity. Now, when I see the opportunity, I grab it. I don't play. I don't play.
Was that after the famous Onalina Konkobe? I think many people who saw him flying past.
Yes, after Piet Wiersma was panicking. And I don't know where he got the information. He came to me and he said, they say Unalena is 17 minutes away from us. I said, yeah, leave him alone. He wanted to use me and say, let's go. I said, leave me alone. And then I told the captain, I said, this guy says we must go. Captain said, he doesn't train with us. And then I said, no, relax.
You have time to talk during Comrades. Most of us, we have our mouths open.
No. Yeah, we talk a lot. We talk. And we have funny names. When I say Serge, then I will say that name. Or when they say Serge, then they will mention the name, then I will do the search. But when they mention that name, you will never understand what they say. Yeah. And then, yeah, I went. Now, before I'm going back, I submitted my bottles this year from the other partner and for Thirsty. 20 mark, here and here, no bottles. 30 mark, here and here, no bottles. My own bottles were not there. Sabotage. Nikomanina, comrade. Because if now I want to know who's sabotaging us, then I should know that it's this person. I didn't get my bottles from you. Now, if it's here and here, then it's difficult.
I'm going to jump in there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, when I ran Comrades, I ate banana, puza mahiu, and drank Coca-Cola. But these guys have special concoctions that they mix up together that's supposed to see you through the race and are very sensitive, as you can tell, about your bottles. When Anne Ashworth, I beg your pardon, ran the race last year, she introduced some international standards and norms around the submissions of bottles, which we don't generally tend to see in the races here in this part of the world, with the exception of the Cape Town Marathon, in the way that you submit your bottles. Typically, for those who ran a Comrades in the era with no seconding, can I see hands raised, please? Barry, please raise your hand. Right. Back then, as you will remember, you had personal seconds when you ran the Comrades. Much of this route was a dirt road. So people used to follow you with a bucket and a sponge on a motorbike, and somewhere you'd sit and have a full lunch of meat and potatoes and continue. And then one of the first clubs to say no seconding because the numbers were getting too large, Rockies and others said no more seconding. And so we had to then start drinking from the water tables, hence the birth of the refreshment tables that you see today. But with elite athletes, the seconding was kept to allow elite athletes to perform at their best, hence the bottles. So with Anne's innovation, of course, it was a new innovation, and there were some hiccups, and these are the hiccups that Tete was talking about as we tried a new system last year. So no bottles, and then where did you then go from there after 30?
Yeah, so now, remember what happened last year? Now my girlfriend, she came down, and then she had a meeting with the guys, and then she stationed them. So, but I knew that I had a backup. It's like I senses that there was gonna be a sabotage. And indeed, there was a sabotage. I came with a backup. And then, okay, then I grabbed the opportunity and I won the Comrade. And for me, I can say...
I'm going to jump in there, Ted, and ask you a last question as we wrap things up. I mean, I can see, looking at you, and you and I have spent time together, that winning Comrades means a lot to you. That's why you are speaking so openly. Other people wouldn't share these things that you're sharing today. Why does this thing called Comrades mean so much to you that you're willing to fight for it?
I'm who I am because of Comrade, honestly speaking. I have a house, I have a car, my business is expanding. So now last week I went to launch a race in Kimberley. I mean, if you call me now, you can't call me to come to an event for free.
Someone is snapping here at the back. Someone is saying, preach.
So now I know my worth. I'm expensive now. So it's so much important to me. Very important. And that's what I'm saying. When I'm going down from my peak and someone goes up, I should be happy for that person and I should share the information and the experience that I've got. Like my captain feeded me the information that he had. I should not be selfish to others. That's how it is.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, sadly, we're going to have to cut it there. But I will ask once more, for this man who has borne his own so openly and has told us about his very difficult journey, I think we live in a different age when we are celebrated. But maybe when things don't go according to plan, and after that 2024 Comrades, and he was delirious on the road and falling down, there were loads of videos trending and not nice things being said about him, which he saw on social media. And it took some time to recover from that because ha'afela moya. So Morena, that's his name, that is a nickname, Morena, being Morena is a king. We say congratulations for Comrades 2025. And you still need to win an uprun.
And that one, I don't know why these people, when they invite me with Bruce. Honestly. Now, when they present me, Bruce always say, no, he's not a complete champion. He's lacking something. Remember, I have only 3 downs. I don't have up.
And no gold even on upper.
Yes.
Not even a position 9.
But they was talking about win. And then I replied. And I said, but you don't have a course record. Thank you very much.
Give him a round of applause. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Tete Dijana for telling us his Comrades journey. And that's where we'll wrap things up. But before we go, to give us a final word of thanks, and thank you all for your patience as we start warming up in the Pietermaritzburg heat. 1L, Alan Gray, Comrades Marathon board member, will now give us a few words, a vote of thanks as he sets us on our way. Thank you, Mr. Gray.